do you sometimes, I mean, when you've played a character for so long, doesn't that then bleed into your real life where Chief Azwindini Mukwevho comes through in Gabriel's day-to-day?
Well, not really. But playing a character like Azwindini, who is vendor and who embodies his being, meaning the cultural aspect, and loves people.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
We're hanging out with actor Gabriel Temudzani. Many people know him as Azwindini. I bet you probably most people, when they meet him, they call him that because he has portrayed this character so brilliantly over the years as Chief Azwindini Mukwevho on Muvhango. I think for over 20 years that he's been portraying that character, and he's joining us in studio now so we can get to know him better. And if you've got questions for him, you want to join this conversation, you're welcome to call us on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. Gabriel, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement, and good morning to 702 listeners.
I must say, you're so tall.
On
TV, I'm like, yeah, but he's the chief. The chief must be tall. But I didn't think in real life you are this tall.
I apologize. Unfortunately, there's nothing much I can do about it.
Well,
anyway,
you've lowered your chair, so that's fine. By the way, we're on YouTube as well. So if you want to watch this interview live, you can just go into the 702 YouTube page. So, you have played this character so brilliantly. I must tell you, I was always so convinced whenever I watched you.
Yeah.
Like, I used to actually, when I was young, I thought you are actually a chief, like in real life, because of how you stayed consistent in that character. Was it difficult to stay consistent over the years, or did it get boring for you at some point?
No, thank you for the vote of confidence. It says a lot coming from somebody of your caliber. Well, not really. I think acting is a reflection of reality. And when you understand your reality, then it's easier to carry and depict a particular character that you are given. So my portrayal of the character Azwindini was influenced by my reality as a person. I grew up in the rural areas, and I would see how, traditional leaders carry themselves and how they, want to look, larger than life at times. And I think that's the perspective that informed the portrayal of the character. Yeah.
That's fascinating. And have you always wanted to be an actor growing up?
Growing up in the villages, I wanted to be a newsreader so badly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think you can still do that. A great voice.
Yeah, but again, I was not even thinking television. When you were growing up in Jelechibriduru, back then you wouldn't even think television. You would think radio, because radio was, the most closest medium of communication back then. I mean, you have TV at home, so So I wanted to be a newsreader, and when the television opportunity came, I was like, no, let me go for it.
Let's take this one.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And during the television work, did you not want to still portray? Because at least now the door is open. You already know people at the SABC. So if you still wanted to pursue being a newsreader, you could do it, or at least ask people around, because you had access to these guys who make the decisions. Or was time not going to allow for it?
So in the beginning, I wanted to so badly. I ended up going to Boston Media House, and then I studied journalism. I graduated. But after graduating, I was like, no, I think the television side of, acting, it's more nicer, and the fringe, benefits were quite overwhelming. So I got caught there, and I built myself a home. Hence I stayed for 25 years.
That's a long time, eh?
Indeed.
That's interesting. We'll talk more about that. But part of this conversation on the Hanging Out feature is also play some of your favorite songs.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you want us to start. Should we start with Mamleta Mbulu, or should we start with, Donnie McClacken?
Let's start with Mamleta.
Mamleta,
Yeah.
yeah? All right. Not yet Uhuru. What a prophetic song, hey?
What do you mean prophetic?
I mean, what she sang about back then is what a lot of people will still say today, that not yet Uhuru, for many other people out there.
But and I think it's actually sad.
Yeah.
Look at the gambit that we have opened politically in terms of us attaining democracy, and all the positive strides that we have made, and being commended by the world on being the best constitution and but when you cast your eyes into the length and the breadth of our country, listening to all the negative stories that are popping in every corner of our country, it's actually sad, and it puts emphasis in the song, Not Yet Uhuru, that indeed we are not yet liberated.
Yeah.
And liberation means nothing if the people on the ground are not reaping the fruits of that which you are calling liberation or democracy.
Political liberation, but is it economic liberation? Really, that's the question. Let's go to some WhatsApp voice notes on 0727021702. I'll ask you to just wear your headphones. Calls on 011-883-0702.
Yeah, good morning, Clement. You have a legend there, man. I grew up watching that guy, man. Yeah, man. Please don't let that guy leave, man, without asking him where did he get that that gesture when he answers his phone on his character. When he used to answer his phone, how he does, how he throws at the end of it. Where's that thing come from, man?
Yeah. Someone also on the WhatsApp line says, Clement, what a remarkable and fascinating actor you have in studio there. Please ask him, when he answers a phone call in real life, does he really do it the same way that Chief Azwindini used to do it, by stretching his arm first before placing the phone on his ear? How did that come about first, as in your character as Azwindini?
So, mind you, I joined the show as a substitute for someone. So the first season there was another Azwindini, and then I replaced that character. So me being there, I pondered hard as to how do I make myself unique and try to dip my roots down so that they don't replace me. So I'm like, I have to fight hard and make it a point that my character is completely unique, and my character resonates with the audience. And when you say the audience, it's mainly people who are in the outskirts of our country, and they should see this character as a chief. And once they see the character as a chief and believe in it, there's no way they can replace me. Yeah. So that hand switch emanated from that aspect of thing, in me trying to make the character look completely different from the rest.
Did you have to think about it, or it just happened during one of the shoots and then you just did that and then it caught?
So back then at high school, we had a teacher who would stretch his hand when he wants to write on the chalkboard.
Oh, first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I took it
You
there.
pick it up from there.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes, when you've played a character for so long, doesn't that then bleed into your real life, where Chief Azwindini Mukwevho comes through in Gabriel's day-to-day?
Well, not really. But playing a character like Azwindini, who is vendor and who embodies his being, meaning the cultural aspect, and loves people and project himself as a leader of the people, has an impact in one's life. Especially when you would go out there and people want to relate with you as the character. I think somehow does. But the onus is on me as an actor to say, I need to distinguish between the two. Otherwise, I'll have a problem and I'll go around carrying myself like that heavy character, and
Old.
it won't read
Yeah.
it won't read well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I find that I'm not acting here, but
Yeah.
I do a job. So on the open line, I normally have debates with the listeners, and I find that sometimes when I'm talking with my family, some friends close to me, they often say to me, "Hey, Wena, this is not the open line,"
Yeah.
because they think
They
that
think
when,
you're bringing
sometimes when I debate with them,
that assertiveness
or I'm
from
in a
the show.
relationship, I'm told this is not the open line, because that's what they think. So I've come to realize that I have to be very intentional about. Sometimes I don't need to argue something. I don't need to debate. Sometimes I don't need to give the other side, or sometimes just listen. So that's why I'm asking about, because 20 years is such a very long time. And maybe the question for me also is, because when you've played a character for that long, there are certain things you learn from the character. What is it that Gabriel has learned from Chief Azwindini Mukwevho?
When I learned from the character in the main, is the sense of leadership that the character embodied, that says, in the midst of chaos, choose to be neutral, but protect both parties in a manner and a way that they will all feel that they are led. And also, what I learned the most is a sense of family. That family is everything and needs to be protected. Azwindini could do anything, but at the end of it all, he would protect his family. And I think that's what we need as a society, that we should go all out for families. And that does not mean that you won't have challenges or disagreements or squabbles, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, family must prevail and it must be protected.
And I'm going to ask that question in reverse. What do you think Azwindini, the character, learned from Gabriel? Did he take anything from Gabriel that helped him, that helped you portray that character?
I would say a lot of things, and I'll tell you why. I think the producers allowed me in the main to run with the character. Therefore, I was allowed to infuse, a lot of elements, how the character should speak, and I think those things were coming from me as an actor. But acting is a very diverse and dynamic trade. Sometimes we take it as just, and it's not. So it interrogates you. It asks you questions as to how do you want to cast this? How do you want to elevate this? How do you want to be viewed, seen, or read by the audience? And then that will influence you in terms of how you present yourself. But again, always the script is the skeleton that guides you.
Hanging out with Gabriel Temudzani, or maybe you want to call him Chief, because that's what a lot of... do they call you that sometimes when you're out at the mall, like you're walking around, or you see people and you've got people who come to you and call you Chief Azwindini Mukwevho?
And I think a lot of people know me as the character than my actual name.
Than your name, yeah?
Yeah. And baba basadi bona ba rata mpitsa motho wa bo Susan. So that's why.
Motho wa Susan. That's so funny. Does that worry you, or you've now accepted it? Because there are certain characters you play that are gonna stick with you forever, and people are always gonna know you by that.
True. It doesn't worry me.
Yeah.
For me, it's an appreciation of the good work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And mind you, the space it's very wide, and there are a lot of actors and they're doing their best. But others, they don't get the same appreciation that you get. So you need to reciprocate the love and cherish that appreciation. So to say.
Yeah. I've got some WhatsApp voice notes coming through. Let me start with this message that says, "Hi Clement. The Chief's command of English showcases his skills both on and off screen. I'm always fascinated when he shares his story of learning to speak the language. The beauty of him as both an actor and a person feels very natural. We were both taxi baddies in Auckland when we started working at the SABC. This person doesn't tell us who they are, but clearly they know you. Here's some WhatsApp voice notes as well.
Clement Manyathela, shout out to the chief, man. I was saddened by the ending of Muvhango. I hope him and the other cast members find jobs, because if you're in the arts space, jobs are hard to come by, man. It's the same faces on all over TV, and I do hope that they get gigs, man. Shout out to him. No man, nobody.
Locha Clement, Locha Musanda Watate, Abraham in Florida. Clement, with you in studio today, you have a legend, and thank you for bringing him on board and him sharing his life beyond TV, beyond the media space, just in general, right? Because you hardly have a chance to interact with him in this fashion. Oftentimes we have people in acting, and we just see them with the lens that we see them on TV. We hardly hear from their side, their experiences in life, and what their aspirations are. And thank you very much for the great interview. To many more, and to Gabriel, we wish him all the best. Thank you, Clement.
Hey, Clement. No, Azwindini, Nda, Mbora, Mafuatat. The family actually named me after you. I'm now being called Azwindini because of Baraginal Milau too much. Shaladilo Mrao and all those things. What a beautiful character. Good job. Thanks, Azwindini. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Azwindini. Thank you, the chief. How did you feel about Muvhango coming to an end?
No, thank you to all the voice notes that are so positive. And I think, it's telling that people loved the show and they appreciated the show. Well, the ending of the show was too sad. And I think it's still sad in a sense that it can't be Clement that at this time and age we perpetually condescend upon self and flag or appreciate what is foreign. Than ever before, our people watch television and not watch or see themselves or see their own reflection. And in the current dispensation, that is being perpetuated. And I then ask myself that, as the public broadcaster, its sole mandate is to uplift, amongst other things, young and upcoming talent, nourish the talent that is, out there, and uphold or give opportunity to minority languages and culture. And through Muvhango, we were doing that. As much as you and I would agree that we had some shortcomings here and there, but I think in the main we played a very significant role in forging social cohesion, giving young people and old people as well opportunity to showcase their talent, and that in the main was giving our people a reflection of who they are, and we were building a community. We were continuing the dream that Madiba and his peers had of forging a social cohesion of a rainbow nation.
I mean, a lot of us started learning Chivenda from watching Muvhango.
Yeah,
that greeting where it's mostly the women
who go down. Yeah.
That's what we saw in Muvhango. Culturally, the language itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we learned, and it's as you say, it's so sad that we're moving to a place where we want to put forward more what doesn't really uplift and also teach, even in our languages. And I hope we can have more of that, because that played a critical role for us growing up. Phil, you are calling us from Reimsig. What are your thoughts? Good morning.
Good morning, Clement.
And
good morning to Mr. Temudzani.
Good morning, Dr. Phil. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Da.
Just a quick one, man. In terms of your role, I mean, you've been there for 25 years, but my question is more into your character approach, more especially when you are dealing with emotional scenes.
Yeah.
How do you approach them where we get to see Chief Azwindini as opposed, where you do a holistic character? How do you get to that level?
The emotional scenes. All right. Thank you so much, Phil, in Remsach.
So the scenes, they don't make sense if they don't have the relevant emotions. So as an actor, you have to have it within you to be able to tap into the emotional being of that character. And if you are able to tap into that and infuse it in the character, there is no way the character can not be believable. So what I do in the main, I take myself back to my emotional journey, the bad things that happened in my life, and I'll be able to outsource those emotions, and then the prerogative is incumbent on me to align them accordingly. Because sometimes when you steal or cheat like that, I will call it that, and I know my colleagues will fight me, is that you might go into that space and outsource and be unable to come back. Hence I'm saying the onus is on me to apply it accordingly.
I love what you say, that when you go into that space, you may not be able to come back.
Yeah. So when they say cut now, Clement now you're crying religiously.
Yeah. Because you've outsourced.
You have outsourced.
But when you are truly in the character and you embody the feelings and the story of the character, you actually take from the feelings of that character.
Precisely. Then you become in charge and then be able to hoy dialogue with the same emotions and controllably.
Then that requires you to enter a level of vulnerability that is so deep as an actor.
So at the same time, you must be able to let go of self and embrace this character holistically. Then you will be able to deliver with precision.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to be an actor.
Maybe you would. Maybe you wouldn't. But you must go there and try and see how.
I've acted on the river, but I was acting as myself, as the journalist that I am, which was easy because I. But
you did awesomely well. Because you were there with yourself and you were depicting what your trade calls you for.
What it calls me for. Yeah. You were actually raised in a polygamous family. How many wives did your dad have?
He had a few. Yeah.
More than 3?
He had a few.
So a few, okay, more than 2. Okay.
So out of that 5, my mom was the last one to be brought into the family.
Did you guys live in one household?
So I think at the age of 7, 8, then they started, the older kids started having their own households and gradually start taking away their mothers. Just like that, yeah.
Okay. And how many kids are you in total? From your dad?
I think we are 23. Yeah.
Wow, your dad is a legend. Eh?
He was.
He was a legend.
I can't even get to quarter of what he realized and lived.
Yeah. Okay, let's take... Yeah, that's fascinating. Okay, we've got some more songs to play, some more WhatsApp voice notes as well.
Hi, 702. Hey, me, I've been watching you since ever up until the end of the show. I've got 2 questions. Why you are not looking old, man? You've been on our screens just like that even today. I know, come on. Or maybe it's because of Mopane worms we're out of Limpopo. Another question is, can you join Skim Sam? Please, please join Skim Sam. Please join Skim Sam. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's a fair question. You haven't aged.
Well, lifestyle is everything. Yeah, lifestyle is everything. And thank you for that positive comment. You can't be rough on yourself. So we need to inculcate this upon our children that, you ought to look after yourself. Exercise, eat healthy, and don't subscribe to unhealthy tendencies or habits because you're going to compromise yourself.
Yeah. So do you run? Do you go to gym?
I exercise.
And you eat healthy?
Try to eat healthy.
Yeah.
I
even when you're back home.
Yeah, I don't smoke, I don't drink. So I try my best. Not easy, but I try. And I'm passing it on to my children as well.
Good morning, everyone. I met Azwindini a few years ago at Westgate Mall. The first thing I noticed it was his height. He's too tall.
Very.
And I consider myself a very tall guy, but that's the first thing I noticed about him. I'm calling him Chief. If he remembers me, you'll remember that he corrected me when I called him Azwindini and wanted me to call him by his name. You have a legend there. Grew up watching this guy. Thank you so much, man, for gracing us with everything that you did on Muvhango. And some of us got to know you personally, so we appreciate you a lot. Clement, thank you so much, Melty, for bringing us this legend that you have in the studio. Thank you.
Madimeja Dumela.
Jumela.
Hi, Clement. Hey, you made my day. You made my day. Msanda. Bafuwi. Vane vashango.
Mune wanga.
Marunga zindebelawo. Mbombera maum.
Utombela.
Ganda mipfanga zawe. Vone. Vane vari vachichimbirira shango lote la zinginye. Vone vari vachinwa madhi vana lwande rote. Dima irosumba chulu cha madhi.
Ndende.
Marunga zindebelawo. Vafalinira jachiduro. Vafalinira sarana vatanunu.
Ai.
Mutombe. Kame.
Utlaetsanga vasari munda.
Hariluve.
Da.
Kame.
I want to ask, what did he just say about Basadi?
Those are just praises. So, in my culture, how when you're praising the traditional leader, be it a chief or a king, it's an opportunity to like attack them and say all sorts of,
Oh, while you praise them?
Yes. Or like, when do you die so that we can take the throne?
Oh.
I long for you to die so that we can take the wives.
What?
So that's what the guy was saying.
Wait.
And it's acceptable.
What?
Yes.
I wouldn't hire you as my praise singer. Really?
Yeah, it's acceptable.
Oh, wow, that's
acceptable.
fascinating. Let's go to Midrand now. Michere, you calling us from Midrand. Good morning.
Hi, Clement and Chief Azwindini. How are you guys?
Sure.
Good morning.
Good. Clement, what a legend to have there, man, as your guest. This man has actually introduced the language to some of us who come from countries like Lesotho. He actually introduced even that to us, And if we go back home, you will be surprised when your mother is actually, because he's emotionally abused our mothers and our sisters, and you ask them, what happened? What did Azwindini do now to your favorite Susan and all those kinds of stuff?
Yeah.
My brother, all I can say, Azwindini is a legend. Few years ago, I met him in one of the friends' wedding, Rambau, as he was there as a master of ceremony. What a down-to-earth kind of a person. I met him, and I'm a very short person. Now he is tall. When I went to meet him, I couldn't, and he was just down to earth.
You were looking up.
I can just say to you, Azwindini, my brother, thank you so much for mesmerizing us. And we hope to see you in another one but what I can tell you is that Chief Azwindini is going to stay with you. He's stuck with you for life.
Yeah, it is.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah. I had cousins who they always said, they're not into polygamy, but they would be
they're willing to embrace Azwindini.
Yeah, they're like, Azwindini, give me wife number 3, number 2, somewhere there.
So I struggle with that, or like, how do women think and want certain things to be done? It's so confusing. So you would think that women would shy away from that aspect of things to say, now I won't embrace Isitembu.
Yeah.
But how I know, they vote to be there.
Yeah,
and it's like they are ready to deal with whatever
they'll confront them.
Yeah,
Yeah. What else do you still want to do?
No, there's a lot that one can do in South Africa.
I mean, you're a farmer now. Are you focusing more on that?
I'm doing a number of things. Just that my head is all over sometimes. I do farming. I grew up farming, and I'm embracing it. And I realize that farming is it. And us as Africans, we need to take it upon ourselves that we appreciate the land. And appreciating the land is utilizing it and utilizing it fruitfully. And don't just utilize it. Inculcate this upon your children so that in your absence, your children will know the value of the land. I also do, I'm in the media space through my other entity that I have. I also run a funeral parlor where we give sympathy, comfort, and assistance to bereaving family. But in the main, we focus on selling, funeral policies. And I've gotten a handsome underwriter in terms of rates that they give a company called Sena, and the journey has been phenomenal. And families are being supported, and that gives one a profound sense of purpose, satisfaction, and you just don't know how it feels when a family comes to you and say, "Thank you so much for exceeding our expectation." When we think of our grandmother, we won't think of her suffering. We'll think of the beautiful send-off that we have tailor-made for us as a family. And for that, we want to thank you. And we've brought you this just to say thank you for you and your team. So that's what gives one a sense of purpose
and fulfillment. And acting?
Acting, I want to.
You still have space for it.
I still have space, but I want to take a break for a while and just let the character get out of people's minds.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back soon.
Well, good luck with that, because that's not going to happen. Gabriel Temudzani, thank you so much for coming through, man. We appreciate you, and we appreciate the work that you've done watching you on our screens over the years. Thank you.
No, thank you so very much, Clement, and thank you to your team here, and thank you to South Africans out there who embraced us with love and appreciation. And the journey continues, but I think the onus is on us, as I alluded earlier on, that us as South Africans need to find it within ourselves, to liberate ourselves, and we need to bring a number of reforms that will create a paradigm shift in how we relate with each other, how we choose and go for leadership, the kind of country that we want. It's our responsibility. Let's not wait for anyone to bring us that. Let's stand up and reclaim our own.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.